Hey, welcome to the 30, folks. I am Patrick. The question is, are you ready to level up? Are you ready to level up your leadership this year? Are you ready to go from where you are to where you desire to be? If that's you, you don't want to miss this episode. This is a 30. Let's get started. Well, hello there again. Welcome to the 30. Glad that you decided to join us on this episode of the 30. The question that I have for you, especially for leaders out there, are you ready to level up your leadership this year? That's a loaded question. Some people may say, well, I am happy where I am as a leader. I'm a great leader. My people love me. I have great skills. So I'm good. But if that's not you, let's focus on this episode. So as we know, in today's fast-paced world, we know that standing still simply means that you're falling behind. There's no such things about, well, I'm going to stand still. You're either growing or you're falling behind. You've heard me say that many times. Great leaders know about growth, and it becomes a choice of theirs. Growth becomes one of their choices. The difference between a somewhat good leader and a great leader and an exceptional leader is that great and exceptional leaders actively seek out opportunities to learn. They seek out opportunities to improve, and they're also seeking out opportunities as to how they challenge themselves. And that's what this episode is about. We're going to talk about how can we go from where we are as a leader, an effective leader, but how can we become an even more effective leader? How can we level up our leadership abilities, our leadership competencies this year in 2025 and beyond? So if this is your first time watching the 30, I want to thank you for being here. If you've been writing with us, going on almost 5 years, April will be 5 years. We started this in April of 2020 when we were in the pandemic. If that's you, certainly thank you. Thank you for writing with us this long. If you are one that, you started, but you kind of dropped off and now you're back in, welcome back to the 30. Do me a huge favor. If you're watching us from YouTube, make sure that you like our YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe to it. Like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us from any other platforms, LinkedIn or Facebook, if you're watching us there, obviously like this episode and repost it, or you can send it to someone else. All right. So if you are interested in this topic, and I know that you are, if you are a leader, if you're a manager, if you are leading people, if you're managing people, this is the topic for you. We're going to be running a series of this, which is called Leveling Up Your Leadership in 2025. We're going to be running a series probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Well, 3 weeks at least. If we need to run it more often, then we'll do that. If we need to talk about it, then we'll do that. But do me a favor and drop some comments, drop some questions or comments. If you just want to say hi, do that. Drop that in the chat so that I know who you are and maybe where you are watching from. I know many people silently watch the show. I hear from people all the time say, hey, I watched the 30, but I don't hear from you. So if you're watching, whether you're watching us live or in replay, drop us a comment. Let me know who you are, any questions, or if you just want to say hi. So for today's episode, here's what we're going to discuss. I am going to be talking about, I'm going to give you 3 must-have leadership shifts to stay ahead in 2025. That's the first part. If we get to the second part, if we don't get to it on this episode, we'll cover it on next week's episode. But the second one is how to develop emotional intelligence to lead with confidence. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to, at the end of this show, at the end of this broadcast, and the next 2 broadcasts, I'm going to give you an exclusive opportunity to help you and aid you of taking your leadership to the next level. So not only am I going to give you this opportunity, but I'm going to add something extra on top of it. But you have to do me a favor and stay tuned to this episode and the 2 upcoming episodes, because we have something special for you. But let's start with the 3 must-have leadership shifts to stay ahead in 2025. Whether you've heard me say it or you've seen on some of our social media posting, I like to say leadership is more than a title, right? Great leadership isn't just about skills, although having leadership skills is fundamental. It's very important for you to level up on your leadership skills. But it goes beyond leadership skills. It's about how you think. It's about your mindset. See, high impact leaders approach challenges, people, and growth differently than the average leader. So if you truly want to take your level up and take your leadership to the next level, you need to acquire the skills to do that, number one. But even greater, your mindset has to shift. Your mindset has to be not just about the title, but it's about approaching how you approach people, how you approach challenges, and how you approach growth, individual growth, meaning your professional or your spiritual or your personal growth. How are you approaching that? See, that's the difference between the great and exceptional leaders and your average leader. So here are the 3 biggest, with that as a backdrop, here are your 3 biggest mindset shifts that set apart exceptional and great leaders from an average leader. Number 1 shift, here's the first shift, is managing tasks. See, great and exceptional leaders go from managing tasks to leading with vision. See, managing tasks is about managing. It's about a manager. Leadership is about vision, right? So the mindset, if you want to be a great and exceptional leader, your mindset has to shift from manager, where you're managing that task, to leader, where you're leading with vision. I'll say that one more time. If you desire to be a great and exceptional leader, the number 1 mindset shift is moving away from managing task, which managers do, it's about task, right? And moving to leading with vision. Great and exceptional leaders lead with vision. See, high impact leaders, which means great and exceptional leaders, think my job isn't just to get things done, right? Mindset. It's not about getting the job done, although that's important. It's about how can I inspire others? How can I drive results through others? We do something which we call in an assessment, which is the SDI, Strength Deployment Inventory. So that's the foundation of our leadership development, right? And when I talk to leaders, when we facilitate that, we talk to leaders about this, and we talk about it's about moving through results. It's not about results, right? Results are good, but it's about helping others. So if you help others, the results will come. So don't focus on the results. I had a conversation with someone about a year ago, and I was talking to this person. I was asking them about their goals. What are some of their goals? And their goal was to make X amount of dollars. And we had a very deep conversation about it. And my question was, how are you going to reach that goal? If your goal is to make X amount of dollars per year, how are you going to achieve that? Right? Because it's all about having a plan of action. It's all about having a plan, your strategy and action steps as to how you're going to achieve that. So after we went back and forth and having a discussion, I asked the question, well, what about people? What about helping others? See, Zig Ziglar says, right? And it's all about this. It's all about if you help enough people get what they want and desire, you eventually will get what you want and desire. But it's all about helping others. It's all about serving people. It's all about serving others and serving them in the way that they want to be served. So if we help enough people get where they want to go, eventually we'll get to where we desire to be. So the number one thing, right, is focus in on the vision as opposed to the task. Don't think about, well, my job isn't just going to get things done. It's about what? It's about inspiring. It's about helping others. It's about driving results through others. See, average leaders focus on checking off a task. Yes, and we have, in terms of time management that we teach, we talk about making a priority list, right? Making a list, a task list, right? And checking it off. But it goes beyond that. See, average leaders focus on checking off tasks. Average leaders are focused more on micromanaging. Average leaders are focused on controlling the outcomes. Average leaders are focused on controlling others or controlling the outcomes. That's average leaders. See, average leaders get in and stuck in a short-term thinking. They don't focus on the long term. They don't look long term. They're focused on short term. See, average leaders look to what they do. They react instead of proactively leading. I'll say that again. The average leader, if you are in this bucket here, the average leaders focus on short-term thinking and reacting instead of proactively leading. So that's the average, but here's the difference now. Here's how high impact leaders think. High impact leaders, those that are great or exceptional leaders, their thought is big. They think bigger, and what they do is to set the vision that motivates them and their teams. They set the vision that inspire their team. Great and exceptional leaders understand the concept of delegation and empowerment. So what they do is that they trust first, right? Understand the competency or the skill set of those that are on their team, and they delegate and empower others to own their roles and decisions. So they're not focused on the controlling part. I can do everything, right? And if I delegate to you and you don't do it the way I desire or the way I would do it, see, that's average leaders. But what great and exceptional leaders do is that they empower you, they trust, delegate, and empower you on and to do the things as to how you would do it, not how they would do it. So that's what high impact, what I call high impact or great or exceptional leaders do. They delegate and empower others to own their own roles and decisions, to do the things according to their skill set, not your skill set. Because you're two different individuals. God has blessed us with specific gifts and talents. And we are all individually given certain gifts and talents. So your gifting may be different from mine. Your talent may be different from mine. But that doesn't mean that we can't get the job done if you allow the person to do it. If you give them the space as opposed to micromanaging them. If you give them the space to get it done using their individual skill set and talents, as opposed to controlling them or want to control the situation. That's so last year. That's so average. Now you want to talk about, right, going to the next level. Leveling up, folks. Leveling up. High impact or great and exceptional leaders stay focused on the long-term mission, not just the daily task. You see, when we talk about goal setting, if you remember, you can still take advantage. We still have that goal setting sheet out there for you. That's complimentary because I think it's so important for us to set goals, not just leaders, but individuals to set goals, right? Annual goals, monthly goals. It's so important for us to set goals, something for us to shoot for. But what happens is that we get focused on a daily task. And in the goal setting, you go with the goal, the strategy, and the action steps. The action steps are the daily tasks. We have to do the daily tasks or the action steps in order to get to the goal or the objective. But don't get focused and bogged down on the daily task that you forget what the main purpose is. So here's the thing. Here's a piece of advice for you. Upgrade your mindset. Upgrade the way you think. Upgrade the way you see things. Upgrade the way you do things. This is about leadership leveling up, right? Leveling up your leadership for 2025. So, upgrade your mindset. Lead people, not processes. Folks, it's all about people. It's not about the process. It's not about the task, right? Managing task, leaders lead with vision. So, lead people, not just processes. The best leaders, here's the key here. In my research, and I study the best leader. I'm reading a book called Lead Like Jesus, right? The best leader there ever was and there ever will be. And I've also studied some other leaders. The best leaders create momentum. They don't just manage work, they create momentum, right? You want to be around them. They don't complain or look at how negative things is. They are positive, right? They try to inspire, they delegate, they empower, but they create momentum where you feel part of something greater. That's what great and exceptional leaders do. So if you have to upgrade your mindset, I implore you to do that. Here's the second one, the second shift, right? Great and exceptional leaders shift from avoiding challenges to embracing growth and discomfort. Oh, well, look at that. I'll say that again. This is good. Great and exceptional leaders shift from avoiding challenges to embracing growth and discomfort. Guess what, folks? You've heard me say this over and over again. Growth is only experience. When you make the decision, and here's the key, making the decision to get out of your comfort zone. If you are not getting out of your comfort zone, if you have not decided to step out of your comfort zone, there is absolutely no growth. So your mindset has to go shift from avoiding challenges to embracing growth and discomfort. You're not going to feel good growing. There may be some pain from growth, but it's okay. Every step you take outside of your comfort zone, there's growth. See, high impact leaders, great and exceptional leaders think like this. What they're thinking is like, every challenge is an opportunity to learn. Every challenge is an opportunity to adapt. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. That's the difference between average leaders and great and exceptional and high impact leaders. See, average leaders avoid tough decisions. They avoid tough conversations because of the fear of failure and the fear of discomfort. So you don't want to be the average leader. You want to meet have the tough conversation, meet it head on. It's okay. We all have to go through tough conversations and make tough decisions sometime in our lives. Right? So don't avoid them because of fear of failure or the fear of discomfort. Embrace them. It's okay because that means what? Growth is coming from them. So you got to step your game up, level up your leadership in 2025. So we talked about two shifts. The second one was avoiding challenges and embracing growth and discomfort. So next week, what I want to do, I want to continue this as we move into this series of leveling up for leadership, for your leadership, leveling up your leadership to be a more effective leader, to be a great and exceptional leader, as opposed to be an average leader. So I don't know where you are, right? Where you desire to be, what your goals are. But if your desire is to go from average to be great and exceptional, I encourage you. I highly encourage you to take that step. So here's what I want to do. Here's what the plan is, right? I talked about in terms of giving you an exclusive opportunity. And here's that opportunity. If you would like to go to the next level, if you would like to level up your leadership in 2025, this is how you do it. I am going to invite you. We are the Jackman Group. We are going to be doing our actually rolling out. We just announced it last week, and you can catch that on any of our social media platforms, on LinkedIn, or you can catch it on Facebook. And we'll be talking about it in additional weeks. Next week, we'll be talking about it a little bit more. But here is where I want you to go to. Let me see if I can grab this here and see if I can show you this. All right. But here's our offer to you. And I'm going to share this with you. See if I can share the screen. And let me go to this. We are in the process, well, not in the process, we will be hosting a leadership conference. A leadership conference. And this will be not a conference, but a training, a leadership conference, 5-week leadership training to help you level up, help you to go from where you are to where you desire to be, to go from average to exceptional, right? To go from average to great. So if that's you and you desire to accomplish that, what I would like you to do, and that is already in the notes, in the show notes, but I want you to join us. Join us in our 5-week journey of going from average to exceptional. So let me share this right now for you so that you know what to do here. Here we go. So this is our 5-week leadership development training. And it's about dare to lead, aspire to excel, determined to make a difference. So if you desire to be more effective as a leader, I'm going to ask you to join us. This is the page that you want to get to. And these are some of the things that you will benefit from. So what are your potential benefits as a person in the class? This is an in-person training at this point. Later on down in the year, we'll look at more of a virtual training. But these are some of the benefits, right? Our potential benefits: enhanced leadership skill set, personal growth and self-awareness, stronger team dynamics and engagement, immediate real-world application. And here's another key benefit: you will be there with others, so peer networking and collaborative insights. So you'll be able to connect with others. If you're looking at it from an organizational standpoint, and as an organization, you want to send some of your leaders, some of your managers, and giving them the skill set to become a leader, you can do that. You can do that. And here are the organizational benefits: improve leadership pipeline. You want to have a bench of leaders as it relates to succession planning. You want to have people in the pipeline in case someone leaves or someone goes down. You want to have qualified leaders in that pipeline that can step in. Enhance operational efficiency, better change management and adaptability. So you want to do these things, right? You want to make sure that you are on board. So this is my pitch to you. Get involved. Join us. Don't wait. So in the show notes, you will see that link. Click on a link to learn more, to find out more about where we are, what we are doing. And we would love the opportunity for you to travel with us. If you have any questions, send us an email: info@jackmangroup.llc.com. info@jackmangroup.llc.com. And you can also, we'll be doing a special promotion in a couple weeks, but let me look at my comments here. Shout out to some people. Shout out to Alfreda. Alfreda, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a long-term viewer of the 30. Greatly appreciate it. Folks, that's about it. I just wanted to come on and talk about how can you level up your leadership for 2025 and also give you an exclusive opportunity to take your leadership to the next level. Folks, that's about it. Thank you for being here. See you next week. May God continue to bless you and your family, and be safe. Peace.